You are welcome to Tuntum Network, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cyrus. I'm happy to have you here again. In this episode, we are looking at the two main contenders on the ticket of the NPP Party to become the flag bearer and the leader of the New Patriotic Party. Now, these are strikingly different personalities, and at the end of the day, one of them is going to emerge as the leader of the party for the national elections next year, 2024, December. Now, I'm not going to talk about their past accolades or academic records or what they have achieved for themselves personally, no. Because, everybody knows what they have done for the party and individually. What I'm talking about today is the implication of either of them winning as the flag bearer of the party. Should Dr. Bawumia win and become the flag bearer of the party, what does that mean for the party moving forward? Should Kennedy Japan win and become the leader of the party, what does it mean moving forward? Now, I've been able to put together 5 implications as to either of them becoming the leader of the party. Please, I need you to stick and stay with me and come to your own conclusion at the end of this podcast. Let's go. Now, this is the first implication should Dr. Bawumia become the flag bearer of the party. The first thing is this, that the establishment would have won. Should Dr. Bawumia become the flag bearer, it means the establishment has won. What does that mean? It means that what happened in the Super Delegates Conference, where the top people in the party voted and selected 5 out of the 10, where he was able to get almost 68 point something percent, it means they've been able to translate the same thing to the delegates level. It means their leadership has transcended down there to where the people at the bottom end of decision making have followed suit with what is happening at the top. Meaning the people at the top and the people at the bottom have lined up in the quest for the same thing. That is what I mean by the establishment winning. Now, should Kennedy Japan win, it will mean that the grassroots has won. What does that mean? It will mean that the top people, the almost 70% who voted for Dr. Bawumia in the super delegates election, were not able to convince the people at the down bottom of decision making to follow them, meaning that the decision making at the bottom level went in a different direction, contrary to what the people at the top said. That will mean that the party has now come into the hands of the delegates and not in the hands of the top few people. Those are the first implications of either of them winning and becoming the flag bearer. Implication number 2. Should Dr. Bawumia emerge as the leader of the NPP Party moving to 2024, it will mean the same MPs, the same DCEs, the same ministers of state will be the same familiar faces that will be reshuffled into different positions should the party win 2024 election. Why? Because this will be the same people who would have helped Dr. Bawumia in campaigning in whatever situation in order for them to win. So, if they won with him, it will be the same people who will be leading the party in whatever positions that will be offered to them. But should Kennedy Japan win in the November 4th elections, this will be the implication. You will see new faces on the block. Remember that almost 70% of the people at the top did not vote for Kennedy Japan. I repeat, did not vote for Kennedy Japan. That will mean that it is very likely he's not going to use people who didn't vote for him. He's going to bring people outside of the team to come help him support his campaign. And eventually, if he's able to win, he'll be able to bring new faces into ministerial positions, into DCE positions, and all that. You see new faces should Kennedy Japan win. The third implication of if Dr. Bawumia emerges as the leader of the party is this. The two supposed factions within the NPP, which is the Akufo-Addo faction and the John Kufuor faction, will be strengthened, meaning nobody is coming outside of these two factions. This is what will actually happen. The Akufo-Addo faction will rather be strengthened against the John Kufuor faction because Alan Tremantin was unable to join in this competition in the second round. Meaning, outside of these two factions, it will be almost impossible for any other faction or any person to emerge and contest against them and win. But should Kennedy Japan win, this will be what is most likely to happen. that the two factions that exist within the party may lose a lot of strength. Kennedy Japan will be coming out with his own team, with his own group of people who may not necessarily align themselves to either faction, and that will weaken both factions in making Kennedy Japan's group or faction stronger to lead the party. Now, implication number 4 for if Dr. Bawumia becomes the flag bearer of the NPP, it will mean that the status quo, the policies and protocols of the NPP as it is now, would have been consolidated, strengthened, meaning going forward, the way they do things even now will be the same way they will be doing things in the future. But should Kennedy Japan win in this election, it will mean that the NPP party will become sort of another version of the Republican Party in the USA. Let me explain how it will work. You see, in the Republican Party, currently as it is, Donald Trump's policies have outweighed all the policies of the party itself. And if Kennedy Japan should also win the flag bearer of the NPP, it is more likely it is going to be the same scenario, where Kennedy Japan's policies and its ideologies will now become more superior to the party's ideologies and policies. Anything that goes contrary to what Kennedy Japan's policies or plans are for development in the country will be seen as an anti-party thing that will be shut down by the delegates at the lower bottom. It's exactly the same thing that is happening in the US in terms of the Republican Party. The fifth and most important implication of if Dr. Bawumia wins is this. He's now have to deal with John Mahama of the NDC. And I'm so sure John Mahama is sitting at home, rubbing his hands and salivating, waiting for Dr. Bawumia to emerge as the winner, because he's going to have a field day. It is going to be so easy for him to match him. How is this going to happen? Well, he just has to list all the failed promises Dr. Bawumia gave, all of them, including the CD-dollar ratio, including taxes, including fuel prices, all of that. And I'm wondering how Dr. Bawumia is going to answer all these questions. But should Kennedy Japan win, this is going to be the real showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be the real showdown. Kennedy Japan, he's going to bring documents of fraud, of whatever scandal John Mahama and his brother Ibrahim may have been involved in. And John Mahama and his party NDC will do the same. Anything Kennedy Japan is able to do, they will also counter with something they have on him. This will be the real showdown, ladies and gentlemen. But my question to you is this. Do you want to vote for the man who is qualified and have all the certificates and accolades and has all the potentials to do something great? Or you want to vote for the man who has been doing great things in business, in politics already, who has been doing a lot of business and great things in politics? I mean, the decision is in your hands as a delegate. At this point, nothing can influence you except your own self. So we throw it up to you. But ladies and gentlemen, let's keep our eyes on it until that day comes in November 4th when they go and make that decision. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Remember to subscribe, share, like, and leave a comment if you have to. God bless you until I come your way again. It's bye-bye for now.